Hey there folks, rinimt here and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Sorry, I'm enjoying the music, okay? In the last part, we made it down here to the amazing music. We are like really good music. Now let's just... the end of a world. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at the tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. All this stuff interrupting my music. There's an ether current here. How many are we at? Maybe that'll be close, right? 2 more. I did. Crust. There it is. Right past it. Around here somewhere. The last side I checked. There we are. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. Arya, Ariana, recognize. Welcome to the city of Amaurot. Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap is not so passing strange. Did emet-selch not invite Arya to visit his abode? His plain that coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of the Ikora Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some 100 yalms of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. I wish to ride the lift. I'm not gonna be rude. As you wish, the lift will arrive shortly. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capital. Only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did that place call the city? Amaurot? Look, over there. Is that a person? Ah, no, my mistake. That's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed this yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much and more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Alpha, no, you can't just... Ugh. Pray excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? Oh, what adorable costumes. Are your children on an excursion? This district has much to teach you. How god, that sounded like no language I've ever heard, and yet I understood every word. And just as he understood us. And which district is this exactly? You must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Polylarite district, wherein lie the institutions most vile and imaginative of our star. Can you tell us who rules the city? Who rules? What a curious question. Mayhap you refer to our supervising body, the Convocation of 14? So, emet-selch isn't the leader here. Emet-selch is a member of the Convocation. Were you hoping to witness its deeds firsthand? Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that getting an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We will be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect emet-selch wove them from ether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such words will befit the oblivion and described to us by our Ascian foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiac, and then Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? That man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphanel. This ethereal Amaurot and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emet-selch hath resurrected the memory, a moment in time before the day star was sundered. So we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation, to be sure. At least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage. Slip, strike a conversation, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. And while we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding this Convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. To mingling then, let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. It would seem the hall is host to a most precocious visitor this day. What, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? Ah, the convocation and their handling of the coming peril. 'Tis only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the most members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and the most puissant among us. They are stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep the star turning season after season. Be it the speaker La Habrea or the emissary Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logrief, Mitron, emet-selch, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect in the matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in this convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, it would be an unprecedented development, and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I for one am confident that they shall deliver us our salvation. That's it. I'm tired of interrupting the song. We're turning off map music for a bit. Good gracious, child, where is your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. 'Tis said it starts suddenly, a coffin is keening from beneath the earth. This sound distorts all living things within earshot and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair, every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain, an incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. It is as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. It is only a matter of time until Amaurot too resounds to that discordant squall. Stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. An audience with emet-selch? I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. Besides, he'll be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement. Instead, the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence. And then they will rewrite the laws of existence. It is a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus, I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. Arya, if I was not certain before, then I am now. The people of the city believe they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled emet-selch to recreate this ancient Amaurot. And yet, I fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean trench. He would have his story known. A greater purpose. We can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully then our next move will become clear. Oh, come on. Let me have a voice team just one time. So it seemed our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and its convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Urianger, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancients' art of creation? Fascinating discipline. Indeed, aught the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that's required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. It is not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Ascians, wherein ritual ceremony bringeth life into figments of myth and legend. I see we arrived at the same conclusion, then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the ether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies, then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became, in effect, a means for destruction. An An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study. But despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding emet-selch. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the convocation of 14 is to question nearby Capitol building. When we went to see them for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without written permission. So we tried to look at the Bureau of Administrator, where we thought these permissions might be issued, but the clerk said he couldn't help since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up, I wonder. Though, Arya, could you be eligible for one of these routes? The voice in the list seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered at the Bureau as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the Capitol and search for a less official point of entry. Just in case. Pray allowed me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Mayhap they know something that could help cure Arya's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind. Just lead the way. And then your soul and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. And so we part ways once more. This time, however, let's reconvene in front of the Capitol. Quest right up here? Yes. Community cohesion. I must say, little one, those garments you're wearing, they're your own original concepts, I take it. Clearly they must be, given their rather singular flamboyance. I would never dream of stifling a fledgling creator's creativity, but to parade around about your cultivated individuality is hardly praiseworthy. An Amaurot team of characters shares their creations with the community. We don't hoard them for their use alone. So light disparity is a mark of the morally deficient. Disparity engenders feelings of resentment, which degrades the bonds of fellowship. Thus do we encourage creators to share and share alike. Else we risk kindling the embers of covetousness and violence that ever smolder in the hearts of all. Therefore I must implore you, little one, to cast aside your original trappings and don the communal robes, that you might acquit yourself as an equal among many. So doing, you will be afforded greater respect and autonomy. Worry not, for this will be a simple affair. I recall seeing a gentle soul outside the hall of rhetoric, preparing robes perfectly suited for one of your diminutive stature. I am sure they will be glad to share their wealth with you. Do hurry, little one. The eyes of the collective are ever watching and weighing your worth. Oh ho, aren't we looking rather smart this day? What can I do for you, little one? Robes to serve in lieu of your ensemble? Ah, how prudent. Alas, I have nothing I can offer you at this present time. The ones your associates saw me carrying earlier were a failed experiment. I never intended to make them so small, so I disposed of them shortly thereafter. Failed experiment. By your bemused expression, I gather you find that all of your elders can fail in so simple an application of creation magics? It is more common than you may realize, little one. In this instance, a gaggle of children was passing by as I held the image of the rose in my mind's eye. Simply by becoming aware of the presence was the form influence and the final product changed. All things considered, it could have been worse. Just the other day, I was attempting to conceive a white-haired lion when all of a sudden this exquisite eagle alighted on the nearby railing, giving me quite the shock and dramatically altering my initial concept. Yes, indeed, it was the most unexpected development, but not altogether unwelcome one. Great stars are often born from unexpected impetuses. Yeah. Even inspiration has its limits. For all the wonders we have wrought, I do wonder if there will come a time when we have fully explored the potential of our powers, when there is truly nothing left of me, only iteration, imitation, and stagnation remain. But such esoteric matters need not concern you, little one. For now, I would encourage you to embrace your creativity and work your magics without fear or failure. Nevertheless, I would still be in your best interest to don the appropriate robes to avoid excess scrutiny. Why don't you go to the Bureau of Architect and request the appropriate concept so you can fashion one yourself? Oh geez, you're giving me the runaround, aren't you? Hello. Debate and discourse. Greetings, little one. Come to the Bay, and so young in age. How wonderful. Shall we try the adventure and settle on the topic? Oh, my apologies for jumping to conclusions. My friends are not quite as fond of the Hall of Rhetoric as I am, so I have them chatting up any potential conversation partners. So, if you are not here to debate, I presume you're here to learn about the mysterious and esoteric goings-on here. It would be my pleasure to act as your tutor in these matters. The Hall of Rhetoric, as its name indicates, is a place where citizens may freely gather to discuss and debate all matters of topics. This central form is ideal for open discourse, but smaller rooms are available for those desiring more intimate conversation. Oh, there's a wealth of reading material concerning rhetorical techniques in history penned by the greatest minds on offer as well. She was to refine your techniques through self-study. To my mind, however, rhetoric is a living, breathing thing that is best experienced in the moment of conception and execution. Perhaps a demonstration would best serve to further your education. So a contemporary of mine engaged in a lively debate earlier, just inside the hall. Go and see if they're still there, and initiated them my personal invitation to a friendly battle of wits. These guys need to stop using big words. I'm tired. Gotta say. But that is precisely my point, that their obsession with the so-called mandate to approve only the most beneficial concepts for wider distribution, never mind the ridiculous subjectivity of their criteria, has led the Bureau of Architect astray from its original purpose. Huh? Have you business with me, child? Regardless, I'm in the middle of a heated discussion with a partner. Come back later. No. My position has nothing to do with the intrinsic value of a unique identity and whether or not it's retained. Rather, I posit that reproductions are given concept are inherently imperfect, and thus they are themselves unique, albeit minor but significant degrees. And most importantly, this variance is not to be condemned, but celebrated, rather than to strive in vain for an impossible standard that, even if met, would leave us lesser for a lack of diversity. We must be aggressive in the debate, utterly deaf to you, and your pleas for attention. Meyer, you a stubborn little bugger. Strangely enduring, I must admit, but we have all the time in the world. Why are you so insistent I speak with you this very instant? Ah, you're acquainted with that chatterbox. I suppose I do owe them a debate or two, but now is as good a time as an occasion as any, so be it. I see you found my friend. Thank you, little one. Then without further ado, let's commence the promised debate. As to the matter what subject we shall debate today, I propose a recent calamity which has befallen our friends across the pond. What say you? The singular point of contention is, of course, whether or not Amaurot should intervene on their behalf. believe we should. The scale of the disaster which threatens that distant metropolis is of a scale heretofore unseen, and so equally considerable resources must be committed to counteracting the effects. I disagree. The scale concerns me less than the nature of the proposition itself. Who are we to unilaterally intervene in the affairs of those half a world away? Are we to be the saviors of one and all? Such arrogance may well lead to our own downfall. Well, understanding concerns from a philosophical standpoint, I fear you are too quick to dismiss practical considerations out of a desire to maintain an unassailable moral authority. But let us, you and I, hold here for the present and offer the floor to our young student. You've heard our opening salvos in this debate concerning the fate of our neighbors across the sea. What's your opinion on the matter? To ignore the play of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, is indolence. Indeed, the same can be said regardless of one's opinion of the morality of intervention. There is a clear and undeniable benefit to Amaurot in using this situation as a test bed for our newest creations, that we might develop and refine our defenses against a potential threat to our own fair city. How readily you see the moral high ground. Was not our young friend's point that we have an ethical obligation to aid those in need? Yet not only do you instead elect to focus on the benefit to Amaurot alone, but you also deprive our distant neighbors of the agency to determine their own fate. You misunderstand me. What benefits Amaurot benefits all creation, I firmly believe. For the knowledge and wisdom we stand to gain from intervention can be shared with others, empowering everyone to more effectively surmount similar trials in the future. I must say, it has been far too long since I engaged in such a refreshing exchange of ideas. My colleague was equally delighted by the opportunity, you may be assured. Some decry as a little more than an academic exercise. After all, we failed to reach a meaningful consensus. But dare say they missed the forest for the trees. Are we not more enlightened by the experience? Have we not been exposed to a great variety of viewpoints? Is there value in this alone? I truly believe we are blessed to be part of a society that exalts the free exchange of ideas and encourages active participation in the public discourse. This may have been no more than your first foray into the exciting world of rhetoric, but I sense you have the soul of a debater in you. You may well have the potential to change Amaurot in ways no one had ever thought possible. You should be watching your trajectory with great interest, my young friend. Hey. Now for the other quest, right? Alright, so continuing on, I had to sleep and work, and yeah. Welcome to the Bureau of the Architect, little one. Are you here to request a concept for personal use? If so, what sort of concept did you have in mind? Communal robes. That will take but a moment to prepare, but before I fill your request, I should caution you. Pardon me for asking, but your career potential is relatively low, is it not? We are trying to assess these things, and I fear that you do not possess the ability to express this concept in physical form. It's almost as though you completely lack it, though that can't possibly be. Regardless of the reason, you needn't worry. We have special tools that may be used to address this very eventuality. I will furnish you with an etheric rope, which you can use to restrain one of the misbegotten cubuses that congregate in the plaza north of the Academia Niter. You will need to weaken your quarry before you can reliably bind them, but once you have, you can repurpose their energies to create your own robes. Cool. Responsible creation. Greetings and welcome to the Bureau of the Architect. Are you in need of assistance? It would be my pleasure to answer any questions you might have. To your left is the counter where you may submit registrations for new creations. To your right, you will find the counter where you may requisition concepts on file. Am I correct in assuming you are not familiar with the services we provide? I see. A more detailed explanation is in order then. You understand that by harnessing the energies of harnessing the powers of creation, we can give physical form to all manner of concepts, yes? Picture a bouquet of fresh, fragrant flowers, all the colors of a rainbow. Now picture those self-same flowers formed of delicate crystal, impossibly fragile and radiating hues beyond the visual spectrum. Every day our people push the boundaries of imagination, conceive new and striking designs like these. But there are limits to what a single individual can shape with their abilities alone. Those who harbor greater ambitions may offer their concepts to others here. They might, with the strength of many, accomplish what one cannot. Not all concepts are approved for wider distribution, of course. Dangerous, subversive creations pose a risk to everyone, so it's only after a comprehensive evaluation, after a concept is judged to further the greater good, that we permit it to be shared with the community. Do you understand, little one? Since you are here, I think you will benefit from conversing with some of the others currently availing themselves of our services. Why don't you go and speak with them, with some of the citizens waiting for the registrations to be processed? Much as I would like to believe my explanation was more than sufficient, I expect that you may gain greater insight in this way. Cool. Let's do that. Hello, little one. So rare is it to see one of your size roaming about here. Come to learn about the Bureau, are we? I am here today to register a new creature, boneless and with semi-translucent skin. It drifts through the air like a dancer in the summer breeze, its tentacles trailing behind. Utilizes gas bladders to propel itself from place to place, you see. I'll admit it's not the most elegant of designs. I'd not shed a tear if it were rejected, quite frankly. But what can I say? I take pleasure in conceiving unorthodox designs. Pretty unlike you shouldn't take after me, though. But if you pick up a few tips, you should probably ask someone else. Ah, is that my number they just called? If you'll excuse me. Are you the child I saw speaking with the attendant earlier? I thought so. So young and already so eager to learn about concepts and creations. That curiosity will serve you well, little one. I've been credited with a few popular concepts, I'm proud to say. I'm hoping that my latest will be equally well received. Autonomous figures. I say my latest, but really it's the product of many others' efforts and individual insights. But such is the case for every masterwork, I reckon. Autonomy notwithstanding, these creatures know no fear. They are wholly devoid of emotion, without hesitation or resistance engage in any dangerous activity, even if death is assured. There's a beauty in that, I think, and I hope the officials do so as well. I'll tell you, there is nothing more nerve-wracking and thrilling than the waiting period before you receive the result. I love it and hate it in equal measure. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about it. If you're still keen to learn more, why not pester that worry wart over yonder? Come to think of it, I think that particular creation was designed to appeal to children. Thanks. You there, aspiring creator come to learn about the Bureau and its inner workings, I trust. That's all well and good, but since you're here, perhaps you can help me with a little something. Been refining a concept of mine for some time now. Adorable little creatures sound to be the perfect plaything for any young citizen. I'm so terribly unsure if it's ready to be submitted for approval. Which is why I was hoping you might be the first to put it through its paces and tell me what you think. Your honest opinion. I'll have no flattery from you, young lady. This matrix will allow you to summon my creations, but don't use it here. Take it outside first. Don't be afraid to play rough. It's all part of the fun. By play rough, you mean beat it the hell up? Let's take a trip left. And then right. So we gotta go over to these cubists over here. May as well do it this way, right? Seems like the logical path to me. There we are. The one, right? Oh, actually, I'm like drunk now. Not weak enough? That was weak enough. And back to the left. I gotta play rough. Rock thing. Well, this is what young fun. Apparently, down I go. It's lots of fun. Do I really have to talk? Bye bye. Yeah, I don't know about that for kids. I am unconvinced. Alright, I guess I should hop over the dancer real quick. Oh, these are still side quests. How did you find my lovelies? Were they as delightful and engaging as I hoped? Tell me everything. Spare no details. I say, they spout nonsensical phrases and attacked you like mad beasts? How distressing, not at all like what I intended. My sincerest apologies to you, little one, for the unpleasant experience. Still, from these experiences do we grow stronger and wiser. I look forward to the day when you will try your hand at creation too. Cool. Welcome back, little one. Did you succeed in binding a cubus? You have done well, little one. Allow me to siphon its energy to prepare the matrix for you. It should only take a moment. Here you are, a creation matrix that you may use to generate your own robes. The concept is inscribed in Ponda crystal, which has been infused with the aether of the beast you brought me. What? Why are you looking at me as though you do not know how to channel the power of creation? It is natural as breathing. Even a newborn babe has the instinct. If your potential is lacking, as one of our people, you must surely know what to do. Yes. I definitely know what to do. I guess on that note, we should continue the story. So here's the Aether closet of Amaurot. I did already have it because I came in this area before from trying to spawn Archaeotania. So, yeah. 'Cause it's just up there. Way up there. There's the Aetheryte. Way up there. Did I mention way up there? Yeah. There is a provisioner here. And a repairer? Yeah. The visitor's writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please? Ariana. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Okay. Waiting. 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 Ariana, your application is ready for collection. As your residency was approved by emet-selch himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them to the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue a visitor's writ for the capital. Cool. So, well, that was a nice trip to the Aetheryte area. Let's head past the Cubus and keep on going. That is, I think, all the side quests for Amaurot. There might be one that pops up in post-game, but I don't think there is. So, yeah. Hello, Mr. Cubus. Where are you? There are more down here. Don't worry, it's not just the one. They don't want to do that to us. If they were just going to do one, they would make it so you spawn it yourself, right? So. At least I would think so. What do I know? Now, speaking of Archaeotania, no, I think if it's open, it's like barely open again. Yes, there's still more Cubus out here. Anyway, while I'm talking, it's patrolling right there. Hello. Next, please. Visiting the capital, are we? Please take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. Cool. Except that C is kind of taller. No, my head is above the seat. My head is above the seat. I'm so tiny. Look at me. May I? You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. I normally don't do Dragon Speak, but I'll do their translation at least. Dragon Speak is kind of its own thing, so. You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of emet-selch? Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. I know only that my name is Hythlodius, and that the city is a recreation. Maybe I shouldn't. A phantom moment plucked from the well of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if emet-selch's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstitution. A stray thought would have been enough. Hyphlodius will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. Yet, in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Thus, I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. The final days. What began as an isolated incident soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who lived, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. And from their sacrifice, Zodiac was born, just as we had hoped. He reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet, oh, how the star had suffered. So many species lost. Land was blighted, the waters poisoned, even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give themselves to Zodiac. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered that the means by which we might protect it. The Convocation decided thus: we would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiac. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his will, and together we would resume our roles as stewards. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiac, that this new world should belong to the lives of newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief, and for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you, then, how this conflict ended? I thought you might. Emet-selch has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiac. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will have not abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emet-selch is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Ariana. It seems your turn has come. Pray, do not let me keep you. Ah, there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Nay, I see no definite form, just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion? Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tell the tale. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. Ha! This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as she. Surely Emet-selch has recognized the hand of her in you. Huh? Ariana? Fare you well, my old friend. May you find what it is you seek. Your visitors read as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. We are warping back to back there. I'm sorry. Master Thanker can best describe our chances of infiltrating the capital. I only hope that efforts to secure permissions were successful. I talked to Thancred! You guys could see I'm literally targeting Thancred right now. Finally, you were gone for so long. I was on the bridge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you in your bureaucratic ventures? You see, my instincts were correct. And a good thing too. Urianger and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and the official entrance is by far the more attractive option. The capital boasted not a single armed sentry, and it would seem that in their time they did not deem it needful to post guards. The windows and doors, however, appeared heavily warded. Though mightily did we strive, with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them even a fraction of one ilm. Mayhap 'twas simply a case that emet-selch's recreation did not extend to their useful function. We did try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Reed and I tried asking about a cure for you. Problem is, these ancients don't exist beyond Amaurot today. They will happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What of you, Arya? Was aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? A great sacrifice of life in exchange for their brethren's resurrection. And you say all the asking and scheming has been leading to this? Oh, this time. They still mean to enact this plan. Then things won't end with the rejoining. I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore this world to its former glory, and in turn empower Zodiac to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiac. That does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. But what value is there in surviving when all our history, all our struggles will be erased? Cannot conscience such an act. Of course not, and that's to say not of what emet-selch plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Arya, and when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before and those who come after, by everyone you've ever met. Change things so that even my other self dying somewhere in that future conflict will smile and say, I knew you would win. Is fighting emet-selch the only way? He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him, if we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. To choose a thing. I believe I can fly. Just checking. Alright. Well, thank thank you for watching. In the next part, we will finish this! So yeah. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing if you really enjoyed it. Consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps me keep making content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!